To get started, I want to begin with some examples of some bad self-tapes. This is a self-tape of a girl, Carla, who's actually very successful with her agency. However, I've chosen this as an example of a bad self-tape because it doesn't capture her real ability. First off, she's sitting. The framing is also very awkward. She seems very far away, almost disinterested, not because of how she reads the lines, but just how she's seated and framed.
Would my mom have wanted me to go to this?
It's also very hard to hear her voice. This second example is of young Daniela, another girl with great bookings. However, this self-tape doesn't do her justice because it'll make casting directors cringe. There's so much going on behind her. People won't be able to focus on how she's acting or reading the lines or even what she looks like, but rather what's going on in her kitchen. Be a perfectionist. Put yourself in the shoes of casting directors who have just seen 20 or 50 versions of the lines you're going to read. Every detail makes a difference. If it's a split decision between you and another actor, every detail about your tape matters. Your video represents you. Make a statement, be memorable. For a real-life example, if there's a typo on a resume, it gets put into the discard pile. The same goes for self-tapes. Small mistakes can ruin you. Setting up. Before you're ready to record, make sure you have a plain backdrop. Your best option is a blank wall with nothing else going on. Wear solid colored clothing. Actors should be in the center of the frame, from your midsection up, front and center. You don't want a dim and dark self-tape. Make sure you have good lighting. This also means to make sure there aren't any shadows or glares. The camera you choose doesn't have to be too expensive. Grainy quality video does put you at a disadvantage, especially when the sound is bad or inaudible. Most smartphones, however, can take good enough quality video. Always slate for your self-tape. When you do this, speak directly into the camera. You're going to want to say your name, Take 3 Talent Agency. Very often you'll be asked to include one or more of the following: your age, your height, the city you live in, and many other specifics are commonly asked. Please always read for special slating instructions from the casting director. Beyond the slate. Sometimes when self-tapes are only 20 or 30 seconds in length, you should make some small talk. You can discuss where you live, your family members, your pets, some of your loves, your likes, your dislikes, your inspirations. Reading your lines. Unless specified, do not look directly into the camera. Look off camera, preferably at your reader or at some fixed point, depending on the scene. While reading the accompanying lines, line readers, most oftenly mom and dad's job, should not be louder than the actor. Stand further away from the camera if need be. Here we have a good self-tape of one of our young actors, Simon. He has a nice plain backdrop. When he slates, he looks into the camera, he says his name, he says the agency name.
4 feet and 5 inches. Take 3 Talent Agency.
When he reads his lines and begins the scene, he looks directly off camera. The framing is good, the lighting is good, and overall, very good self-tape.
You're the man.
Here's another example of young Rain. As you can see, she's got a good plain background. She slates directly into the camera. And when she starts saying her lines, she looks off camera. Good lighting, and overall very solid self-tape. Once your self-tape is filmed, the best way to send it to me or to a casting director or Natasha, wherever it's going, is to use Dropbox.com. It's a very easy website. It takes about 5 minutes to set up with an email address. And then you can immediately start uploading stuff with the upload function. And then you can share it very easily. You can either get a direct link or send it to someone's email directly from Dropbox.com. If you have any questions at all regarding self-tapes, you can send me an email, or if you would rather come into our offices and have me record your self-tape, you can email me at intern@take3talent.com.